Thanks, folks, for having me. I always appreciate the music background here. I have the best job in the world. I represent ABATE of Indiana and all of its fine folks, and nobody can do better than that. What I like to say is I'm in a company of heroes. Let me just kind of live about that. There's a fellow back over there in the corner who will punch me in the nose here after a while just because I pointed him out. But Gary Sellers, Hall of Fame, Motorcycle Hall of Fame. You need to go over and shake this guy's hand. Vietnam, jumping out of helicopters in the Central Highlands, all those things. And there are a lot of us in here that fit the bill of the definition of heroes. I love our people. I love being involved with what we do. We've got a lot of folks that Gary sets an example for. Hell, he's a member of ABATE of Ohio. Hell, ABATE of Indiana. I know he's been ABATE of Maine, or the bikers of, help me out there. United Bikers, yeah. And several other organizations. Mover and Shaker, Motorcycle Riders Foundation, the list goes on and on. Hell, he lives in Ohio, he's over here, right? What a wonderful, wonderful thing that this organization does. 1979, we shared some stories a minute ago. I think I was sitting in a bar in 1983 out on Pendleton Pike here in town, and some guy came up to me and said, "Do you want to join ABATE?" And I said, "Sure." It has something to do with motorcycle rights, and he took $10, and I wrote my application out on a napkin. I'm not sure what happened there, but I didn't see anything about return mail. Gary was telling me a similar story. Back in 79, I think, right, Gary?
First time was actually 74.
74, bless your heart. All right, who goes back earlier than 74? Who goes back earlier than 1980? Who we got here? What year?
78.
Yeah, bless your heart. Well, look outside. It's beautiful. And most folks around the world would be outside, right? They'd be riding, doing whatever they want to do. What are you folks doing? We're inside, and we're dedicating and donating our time. A wonderful thing we do here. I got a sneaking hunch that this country just comes together because we have such a wonderful, wonderful mix. And I know a lot of people are kind of throwing things at us because we're so proud, and so we kind of wear it on our shoulders, and the world is jealous of us, etc. I got a letter right here that kind of meant something to me. I want to read to you. It comes from a kid from England. Here's what it says. It says, "For me as a little boy, I was too young to really know that the American flag belonged to another country." He was English. "And so for just a while, this flag was my flag too. It was only later I learned that my flag was the Union Jack, and Old Glory was American, and not mine at all. But I can really recall when Old Glory was mine, and that I was, for just a short time, American too. I cannot explain why, but when I think back to then, I get a feeling of belonging, and that the stars and stripes feel right. Perhaps in England, the flag is not flown as often as the Americans fly theirs. Perhaps it is because we see the respect the American flag receives wherever it is aloft. The sense of unity appeals to me a great deal, and I love the way Americans are proud to be Americans. Whatever it is, I know this to be true. The most fantastic melting pot on earth took all nations and produced one fantastic country of people from all over the planet who live together." What a wonderful thing to say, coming from across the pond, if you will. This room is full of all kinds of folks, all kinds of heroes, as I like to say it. Earlier, we were talking, and where's Emery? Is he around? Yeah, Emery. What a wonderful presentation you make. I hope you'll send me copies of those. But Emery's folks, they hit the New York Harbor right after World War II. Right, Emery? His father served in the Hungarian army, defending the homeland against the Russians that were coming in. Emery's folks come here as immigrants, hardcore Americans, part of the scene. I was just sharing with Emery, I cannot get enough of looking at the Statue of Liberty. How many here have seen it? I cannot get enough of looking at it. Actually, one of these things I'm going to do here this spring on an old bus. And believe it or not, there's an RV park right across from the Statue of Liberty. You got one tattooed on you. Bless your heart.
I got a bus.
You got a bus. Well, here's what you need to do, boss. I figured that everybody in this room ought to be able to sit there and stare at the Statue of Liberty until you get sick of it. Okay? And I haven't had that happen to me yet. And you need to have your jug right there beside you and kind of salute the old gal until you just get tired of it. I'm going to do that this spring. I got an old bus, and I'm going to go right there to that Liberty Park. I'm going to have my jug, my dogs, my lawn chair, and I'm going to sit there and look at her and look at her and look at her. Emery, I'm going to remember your folks coming through there, okay? And some of my folks, they were probably draft dodgers from the Prussian Wars. Moltkes was their name. That was my family side. You know, my dad's side, they were all hillbillies from Kentucky and Tennessee, and I say that with wonderful respect. I'm very proud of that. Quite frankly, you know me very well. I've got a bad collection of vehicles, and my wife refers to it as a Kentucky problem that I have, okay? She's always lamenting, why don't you have kind of like a normal car or vehicle? And I said, well, hell, you don't think my B-61 Mack truck is normal, you know? Or that old 5-ton I run out to the boogie property? Well, in any event, such as that.